That's okay.
We're
only a couple minutes.
We're a little early, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're a little early.
Okay.
And
we're live?
And we're live.
Oh my God, I am even kind of situated.
I know you're not situated. I'm not situated, but you know what? I wasn't going to sit there and fiddle with this stupid.
She wasn't going to do it. She just decided that she wasn't going to get it. Because I just got here a couple of minutes ago because the stupid travel situation yesterday. And wait, hang with us, guys. We probably don't have anybody with us anyway, so that's okay. They'll catch us when we're on.
There we go. Oh, by the way, do you like my shirt?
Professional
snacker.
I love it, and it matches
with Snoopy. And I got Snoopy shorts to go with it.
Oh, yeah, so cute.
Technically it's pajamas, but you know what?
That's your
it's
normal.
It's a freaking long weekend, and I can wear pajamas all day long
if
I want to.
That's wonderful. I love
and it's
that.
Peach to match my peach.
And I have peaches and cream. Peaches and cream.
You got the memo.
I must have gotten a memo. Didn't even open the email.
I just thought, Snoopy is perfect for Halloween.
Yeah.
The Great Pumpkin Patch.
Oh gosh, that's like the ultimate.
Yeah.
I mean that's classic Halloween. That's
classic
totally,
Halloween.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So that's it. Hey, here we are, episode 109. I'm back in the United States. Actually, I never really left the United States except for a short time.
Did you get to international waters?
I would imagine they did at one point, probably when we were going down to Vancouver. You get out a little
then
ways.
You were in Vancouver, so
I was in Canada.
Yeah,
that's back in the
technically
USA.
Not the US.
Yeah, I think a couple times on the train ride, we were kind of circling into the mountains, and we were probably in British Columbia. But hey, guys, missed you.
She's still out of breath. Like literally, she just ran in the house. She texted me yesterday and said, "I'm not going to make breakfast because it was."
I was on the plane. Yeah.
It was late.
It was just
and
exciting.
she's like, I'm just not going to make breakfast. And I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll get there for the podcast.
I'll be there for the podcast. That was and then at 2:00 this morning when I was trying to go to sleep, I was like, why did I say I'd be there for the podcast?
And here she is running in the door with her big bags and everything.
But I knew, you know how it is when you fly. And you spend all day and you're all tense anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't get a gate assignment for Vancouver until we were up at 2:30 in the morning. So about 3-ish or so, they finally assigned it. So I was thinking, great, they're going to cancel this one.
Yeah.
Because they have several during the day. I guess that's kind of their San Francisco to Vancouver is pretty normal. And Seattle as well.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, that one's going to get canceled. Well, nope, that didn't get canceled. Made that there fine. Got to San Francisco. Supposed to leave even 5 minutes early because we had a short window in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, get us on the plane. And then it's like, well, we're going to sit here and wait for somebody who admit we have to wait for some passengers. And I'm like, I looked at my husband and I went, are they going to do that for us?
Right.
Because we're going to be in Chicago and they're going to have to hold a plane for me.
Chicagoans won't do that. Come on. Right. Are you kidding
Chicago
me?
left early and said, hey, you're on your own. I mean, Indy's only 3 hours. Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road, Jack. Take an Uber.
Well, you kind of think you are on an Uber when you fly from Chicago to Indy anyway.
It's up and down.
It's literally up and down. You spend more time taxiing in Chicago to get to the end of the runway. I think we took off in Lafayette and landed in Lebanon, because you just taxi all the time. So anyway, that was a taxi run yesterday. Yeah. So I had my phone off. We were on the plane. I already put it in airplane mode. So I didn't know that there was going to be all this delay and everything. So I thought, well, I'm still on the tarmac. Hopefully I have internet. So I get on the phone and sure enough, that says, I love United, don't you? Stating the obvious, you may have trouble with a connection in Chicago.
No shit, Sherlock.
You had a short window because of you, and it may be closer due to your late departure. And I'm thinking,
a dare.
Yeah. But anyway, I got Belinda C or G. I can't remember what letter it was on my little old text message, thinking much easier than calling because you get out of queue.
Yeah.
So I texted her and I said, running late, San Francisco, blah, blah, blah. And she said, let me take a look and see what's going on. I knew there was a 9 o'clock flight. So then I'm like sitting on runway, engine revving, may lose connection. Like, hustle it up, babe, you know?
Oh, right. Like,
look,
hello, McFly.
You
They
know.
don't like us to have our phones on.
Right. And then she says, well, your estimated arrival is 5:34. The Indy flight is now going out at 6:10. So you should be okay. And I said, all right, well, I guess maybe we can go ahead.
As long as you don't come in on one end of the terminal in Chicago and have
But
to go
you
to the
do.
freaking other end. Of
You
course
do.
you do.
Yeah, totally. You know,
Yeah.
you land over here and then you go.
You got to go 6 miles over that way.
Right, because everybody's like, oh, great, we're in B1. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Chicago's not good. They start one
Chicago's
down
horrible.
here and go up to 25, right? And then most places start with 1 and go down to 25. No, Chicago's different. They go the other way, so they screw you over. So, but anyway, it was a dash, and then of course she got that changed, and then we get to Chicago, and of course it's like 10 after 6, even though he tried really hard. But then we had weather, so we had to go around the weather. And you can tell these people were getting more and more anxious because there were 130 connections on this flight. There were, it was a big flight. It was pretty full from San Francisco. So it was a wide body, big plane full. But so like more than half the people in in Chicago had connections. Yeah. And so there were 35 of us. We were in that classification because she didn't know I had changed it. So I said, nope, put us on the 9 o'clock flight. We ain't running across. I said, I'm not doing an OJ across the airport. And Mikey goes, I doubt she knows who OJ is. And I said, I'm not that old. Well, of course, right at the time, everybody in the plane goes quiet.
Yeah,
so everybody's turning going, huh? What? Yeah. Hey, honey, let's sit together here, you know. Family dispute over there. So anyway, it was a great trip.
Oh my God.
I love Alaska. It was quiet. You feel like
it's the getting there and the getting back. That's the issue. But
we had trouble in Houston too because of all that rain.
She did send us some absolutely stunning photos of glaciers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you could pull a Star Trek and just beam you up there,
it would be perfect.
Yeah.
and a lot of people say that. They say, I would travel more if I could just get there.
Just be there.
Yeah. And I didn't have to go through all this stuff to get there and all these things. And then they put you through hoops before, and that's all over like next week with the COVID test.
Oh, traveling. They're done with that.
They're like less than 16 days or something like that. So we had to get the COVID test in Anchorage on the phone and then get the results on the phone. And then they go, can we see your results, your COVID test? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, great. Off they went.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Right. Then I'm coming during the week. They send you this thing and says, hey, fill out this form, arrive Canada. They want your passport and a picture. And you're on a freaking boat, you know, so you don't have good internet and you want me to download all this crap. So anyway, and then nobody even took it. I thought, okay, we had this all the way through the airport.
Oh my goodness.
You've got it up on the screen and you're refreshing it because God forbid you don't want to have that arrive right here and somebody tell you to get to the back of this long line. And sure enough, nobody even paid any attention. They took our Canadian form and just sent us right through. Customs was very similar. Did you have a good time? Did you see any moose? Did you see any bear? But the glaciers were nice. Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good trip. Okie dokie. So that was the best part. You know, you get all tense and you wait because you're sure. One of the days I sent pictures, we were up on a gondola.
She did not fool us either. She likes to fool her husband with the same photo over and over and over again, but she was not sending us the same photo.
No, I do that usually because I do have more sea days. And when they know now that the sea days, I take a picture the very first day we're out at sea and I click it and that's the one I send out.
That's the one she sent her husband on the daily.
Yeah, like, what do you think?
Another sea day.
Another sea day. And so this time I didn't do that, but we had taken
Well, no,
this
because
guy.
he was with you.
Well, it's true. There were times it wasn't true he was gonna gondola train ride window. Hey, that's a good spot for. Oh, sorry, Mike, I tripped. Oh, there he goes.
There he goes over the edge.
Let me go find the conductor.
The conductor.
But anyway, so
Or the
we
captain,
did.
or-
We were somewhere in Juneau, and we stopped at this really. We went to this really great. They have a tram that goes up the side. That was the one day it was really rainy.
Oh yeah,
and
that's the
foggy.
one where I had to like close the picture really fast because it was like I'm
straight down.
I get
Yeah.
seasick even looking at a photo of heights.
Yeah, it was really funny. And so we're telling us that, and they were telling us all about the history. We got a lot more into the history this time and the things.
Yeah.
So when I went to this little store, I found this cutest little thing here,
Oh my God, Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, and you'll never guess what it says on it.
Made in the USA?
No.
Oh my God. Y'all, it has Jamie on it. Look at that. Shut the front door. Oh my God, that is freaking the best.
Isn't that great?
Because if you guys aren't in the know, that's what I call my husband.
That's what
When
she calls her
he's
husband.
a sighting over here,
Yeah.
Once or twice
We have
a year.
a Sasquatch
We have
sighting.
a Sasquatch sighting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
Isn't that
brilliant.
brilliant? I was like,
You had to.
I had to, and I'm digging through the whole thing, looking in. There's a section for Jamie, and sure enough, 6 different names are in front. And Mikey goes, "There's none there." I said, "There's one right in the back." Tear apart the thing, and of
my
course,
Gosh,
I'm wondering,
that is hysterical.
isn't that the best? That was one of my favorite things. And then
So
this
putting
was
that-
my other favorite purchase.
Oh, stop. 2 of your favorite things all together in one.
And one
A pen and a
pen.
fan.
and a fan. And it's a great
Wait, you
writing
can
fan.
write and fan yourself at the same time.
I know. People were very jealous of this in the airport, let me tell you. Because I'd
Oh my
whip this
God.
out and I'd have this on. They're like, "Oh, that's such a good idea." That's a pen?
Yeah, it is because I'm coloring with it too.
So anyway,
Yeah, that's great.
isn't that wonderful? So yeah,
Yeah,
those
that
are
is
my
two of your
two.
favorite things.
favorite
pens
purchases.
pens and fans.
Yeah, but I did. And
Where
then
did you find
again,
the pen at? Where did you find the pen at?
The pen was in some shop, I think.
It wasn't like a Walmart, was it?
No. It was one of those specialty type
Yarn
shops.
shops.
No.
Specialty yarn shop.
I found it in Juneau, I think, or Anchorage, one of those places. But when we were in Juneau, we went to this great crab shack called King Crab. And I couldn't resist. So, check this out, guys.
What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me? This does not fit my head.
But there's digestible. That's why I bought it. The crabs are back. What can I say?
What a couple of crabs you are.
Yeah.
Oh my
Isn't
God.
this the best? I mean, these are like the best finds. Hell with the kibit, hell with the other yarn. How many yarn terms? I don't know, but I got
I
crab
don't know, but I
heads.
got crabs now.
I had to. Mikey just looked at it and he goes, "How are you going to?" Never mind.
I don't care. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't-
I'll wad them up in a ball and
I thought
put
if
them
nothing
in.
else, this can be my second carry-on.
Got it.
Yeah, King Crab Shack. So if you ever get to Juneau, make sure you go. Yeah, make sure you head
And
there.
they're on wires, guys,
So
so you can put them anywhere you want.
Uh-huh. And eyes, you can kind of turn them in or turn them out, or yeah, they're the ultimate. Yeah.
It barely fits my head.
Well,
I
know,
think they're meant
probably
for like
kids.
little kids.
I think so too, but I was like, I had to have them. They were like, yeah. It was either this or a beaver cap, one of the tail things. So
Oh, and a beaver would have been great
yeah,
too,
it would have
though.
been fine too. So,
But I
went
have to
with
admit, the
crab.
eyes and the crabs are
The
good.
crabs are good. So we'll have Mr. Krabby kind of keep an eye on
Oh,
things.
oh my God! Like right up front. Here you go. He's gonna keep an eye on
Keep
you.
an eye on everybody. See, I did.
Oh my God! I can't.
That's
Yeah,
my, and then my husband, that's of course what he says. He's like, "You spend more time in the shops than you do in the museums and things." And I'm
Well,
Of course.
That's more fun.
I said it's great to watch the people and see what they pick up and everything, you know. I even checked to make sure we didn't need to get a pink pair of paws.
She did. Y'all, she sent me a picture. The same ones.
Yep.
You sure you don't need another pair? Nope, I don't. I had them on my feet, which was, I actually had them on
The day I
the
had
podcast, and I took them off my feet, and I'm like, look, see, you can still wear them. I do.
So anyway, that was the fun part of the thing, searching for those crazy little things, and I'm getting them.
I mean, we all want to know. Quivet. Did you get some Quivet?
I got some Quivet. It's actually Kivet.
Kivet.
The people in the States put the U in because we're so used to QU.
Yeah.
So we say it differently, and she kept correcting me the entire time.
Kivet.
Kivet.
Okay, well, I've always said Quivet.
Yeah, I actually said Kivet. This one I got in...
Did you bring your other one? No. That's okay.
The green one? No.
Is it green?
I
couldn't even remember what the first color of the first one was.
The first one I bought was a green one. This one is from Aurora.
Burgundy.
Yes, it's a nice, pretty burgundy. Yeah. And this much will make a shawl. And they give you the pattern for the shawl.
You guys, this is like a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
called Traveling
so
Stitch.
Stupid soft.
Traveling Stitch Cowl. And they give you that pattern. And, you know,
well, I should hope so.
Some odd dollars.
I should hope that they give you a
got
pattern.
That in
with
Skagway. Nicest little shop.
How many yards are on this bad boy?
I don't know. It's about an ounce, almost 2 ounces.
Y'all, it does not say how many yards are on here.
It says 1 ounce skein of lace weight Arctic fox yarn, but that's enough. That's like an ounce of Kivet.
Don't know how the yardage.
Don't know the yardage.
Y'all don't want to know how much the price is.
Yeah, you know.
We don't want to
know. Did well
but
in the
this
casino.
Definitely needs to go around the old neck.
Yeah, so that will be a cowl. And then at another shop in Anchorage, I bought another one.
You got two?
I got two. It's actually navy.
I could have gone with you on the trip instead of 2 skeins of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teasing. Close.
Yep, got two. This is 100% from Oxford. This is 200 plus yards. So I would imagine this was probably 200
plus.
Lace weight.
Dark navy blue.
Isn't that nice? And now I have it at home. So I can put green red.
Are they green? Is the green one the same size? I thought it was more.
It's a little bigger. Yeah. I got that a few years ago when it was only like $85 an ounce. Now it's like $108 or $110 a skein or something. They keep it in. This was $124. Yeah. They keep it locked up everywhere you go and you see it, you know. So yeah. And of course,
yeah, you need to get a safe for that. You know, put it into a.
If I had thought about it, and I didn't think about Skagway, we got to later in the week, and there's something I would have had her wound it up, and I would have started the cowl because it would have been. I could have easily have finished the cowl. It was so nice. She's so soft, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I said, so where can I go to see these little oxen things? And she's like, well, you got about 10 days to get out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I said, they have like $1 million industry in yarn, and they're out in nowhere.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. By the way, in case you didn't catch it, Chicken Sharon's on.
Hi, Chicken Sharon.
We have North Carolina, Nevada. Where else? California, I think, is in the house. We have a few places in the house.
Whoa, yeah, we got everybody in. And so then
Karen's on, Colleen's on.
Yay. This is the Woolly Mammoth. It's from Anchorage, Alaska. This is hand dyed and part of the beautiful Anchorage world. It's a grayish, bluish, tealish type color. It's called Forager. and it's a big one. It's got cashmere in it.
Oh, it does have cashmere in it.
Yeah,
It feels like it has cashmere in it.
And this is, I forgot the pattern, but don't ask me the name of it because it's sitting in somewhere in the middle of the thing. But this is a set that they make up for a shawl that they have. Isn't that lovely?
These are such fun.
Aren't they great?
You know, like mint.
Yeah.
Denim-y blue, taupey brown gray. That's this is my daughter's favorite color here. To me, it's like a non-color. Taupey brown gray.
I don't understand why people would do that, but
taupey brown gray?
Yeah. Well, you can wear it with everything.
Yeah, my daughter's like, you can do it with everything.
Each skein is hand-dyed in small batches in Anchorage, Alaska. Northern Bee, the Woolly Mammoth is what it's called, and it's Northern Bee Studios. And I do have a pattern for this. It's buried in the suitcase. Lucky I even found this part because I had to dig out.
Australia. We're international.
Hey, there we go.
Australia's in the house.
What's up, man? Hey, good day.
Good day.
Good day. Hey.
Hey.
Got a lot of that.
Well, that's a Canadian thing.
We're
going north and south.
Yeah, north and south. And let's see here. I might have something else. Oh, I didn't throw that in here. Oh, I did. I finished my hat.
I put that up on Instagrams, and Miss Notorious commented that she just did one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Notorious
in her Notorious colorway.
Yeah. They tell you to make it a little long, and I followed the pattern, not knowing, of course I have a little head, so it doesn't matter. But now I can roll it up a little bit. Or I can wear it like this and have a cone head. It kind of comes together as a cone. I mean, it looks like something like I'm not sure. And of course, everybody's
I like it rolled better. Just go ahead and roll it.
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
Kind of, pull it down on your head and
just
roll it up. Because I've got a big pink puffy
pom to put on it. Okay.
Yeah. And then intermittently, I started a mitten that I had to make up to match the
kind of mimic the hat. Okay, all right. It's looking pretty fine.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do a limp thumb.
No, actually, I wanted to start creating. My goal has been to take sock patterns that have the sock pattern and figure out a way to put them on mittens.
Sure.
With or without either the limp thumb or a thumb gusset, because there are some people who just like the thumb gusset more. Gives you better.
Yeah.
So anyway, I decided to kind of do that, and so
awesome.
Yeah,
it's looking pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of matching. Kind of matching going there. Notorious Amy.
Awesome.
She's very well known in Alaska.
Miss Notorious.
Yeah, because every time I told people who were asking me what I was doing, I said it's making a hat with Notorious Amy, and they were all looking at me like I was going to explain who Notorious Amy was. Like I said, with Notorious Amy yarn, and they were all kind of looking at me like, well, what's a Notorious Amy? So then I had to explain. I said it's a colorway, but it's a person too, and she's pretty terrific. So you're making her a hat? No. I'm making me a hat to go with, and they all thought it was very appropriate. Usually when I'm on a cruise, I'm in the Caribbean making mittens, then I say I'm from such and such. And they're like, well, you better hurry up.
Yeah, you're going to need that in a hot minute.
Because you really are. Because it was chilly and rainy the whole week, but we did.
I was cussing at you, by the way. I was cussing at you. She sends a text, and it's like, it's a little chilly here. It's like 50 degrees today and windy. And I'm like, fuck off, Deb. It's 95 degrees here and 180% humidity. You can't go outside and breathe.
Well, we had 100% humidity too because we had a lot of fog in the water. And if it did warm up, the problem with it is you got the water was cold, so you got the fog from the sun, and it didn't always bake off. So you would see this plane coming in, that would be like.
I was swearing at you.
I'm sure you were. Yeah, and my feet weren't happy because I had shoes on, and I'm not used to wearing shoes. Usually I can work into it, at this time of year. Some days you're in flip flops, some days you're in shoes. Well, I went straight to shoes, and so of course my toes were like.
Excuse me, lady.
Yeah, that's it. I want to be open. So anyway, and the ship was smaller, so I didn't have to worry too much about.
Keeping track of Mikey.
Yeah. And we stopped every day. So we cruised on the first day. We went to Hubbard Glacier, which is amazing. If you ever get up to that side, we got down to within like a half a mile of this glacier. That was the first day, and Mikey actually got a picture of it calving when the ice is breaking. He was just panning the glacier, and he got it falling off into the water.
Oh,
amazing! Cool. It was
cool.
One of the most amazing. And the ship was he just stayed and did a 360 so that everybody could see it a couple, 3 times. And you see this boat pull up because they had an excursion for the rich and famous that went to the glacier.
Sure, on a smaller boat, not a big cruise ship.
No. Yeah, we got.
But I mean, not a cruise ship.
No.
Yeah.
We got as far as we could get. They got to the island and they got to walk on it.
Yeah.
And they get to go closer because it's a smaller ship. And,
yeah, because they're on a 100-foot yacht.
Yeah.
And you're on.
Yeah. Anyway, but it looked pretty big when it came up next to the ship, and they put people on it and everything. And then as it cuts off, we're doing our look and we're listening to how it gets bigger. This glacier is actually getting bigger, so it doesn't know global warming.
Oh, it hasn't been informed.
Yeah, it has to. It must turn on CNN and tell you some information about this. But sorry, anybody want a piece of pie?
Yeah.
So anyway,
okay. Wait a minute. I'm going to step back just a hot minute.
All right.
Because we're going to take the pie back for just a second. I want to know, did you actually watch the president's speech?
No. We didn't get it.
I did.
Oh. And?
You're going to want to watch it.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, who wants some pie?
Anyway, up there, they probably wouldn't have played it because that's a very conservative type environment up there that like their guns and their fishing poles and their way of life. And, you don't even realize, you think that you're not even in the United States. The news is of the local weather. The news is of where they have a sighting of a bear crossing the road.
Yeah.
Stay away from that neighborhood. Hey, this is what the water line is doing. Tides coming in, tides going out.
The whales are migrating in.
Yeah. The weather up there, there's like, something about it. And we actually heard more what was going on in Japan and Russia than we did what was going on
They're
on the East.
doing more games now.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, this is exciting. But because you're even with enhanced GPS and all that, the signals block out. Plus, it's taped. It's never really alive anyway, so it kind of loops around. But so the glacier was great, and then we stopped every day, so I didn't get a lot of separate time.
Yeah, you didn't get your longer sea days.
Right, I didn't get my longer sea days, but we did get to see a lot of stuff. I'd never been to Anchorage, which was great. I had never been to Seward, which I kept saying Seaward. It's Seward.
They corrected.
Yeah. And he kept telling me it's Seward because it was Seward's folly when he bought it from Russia. Because James Seward bought it from Russia, and even Russia knew that there was gold up there, but they needed the money for other things. They were establishing whatever, so they needed the money so they went ahead, get rid of this designer piece of property and let somebody else do it.
When was Alaska obtained? Do you know?
In the early 1800s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were on. It was a long time ago.
My that part of history is not good.
It was actually a territory, and then we came in and we brought it up, and it actually became a total state in 1959. Number 49 in 1959, and Hawaii is number 50. It's about the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
So they finally decided to make it a total state because then they could reap all the total benefits. And you hear about all this. In 1964, there was a huge earthquake up there. And that's all they talked about. Everything was around this 1964 earthquake, how the city dropped like 12 feet. And the dirt turns into like liquid lava. And to And the tremors from that earthquake were actually felt in South Africa, the aftershocks.
Yeah.
And they had ringing bells in South Africa from this. But once you got away from that, nobody ever talked about it. It was, Skagway only has 850 standard residents. And they have cruise ships. That's their main, they do a lot of other. And that's where we took the train right up to the 2,000 feet. And you're on this train that goes, and you're like, and the beautiful scenery in the sky cleared and everything. So it was really fun. That was a really nice trip. And then we just kind of hung out in Ketchikan and Icy Point. And we had one actual sea day on Friday where I actually got to disappear. Except by that time, you kind of figured out where the haunts were. So, because we were together when we would get back from our
excursion from wherever.
Right, and we went to the hatchery. There's a salmon hatchery in Juneau, which is really cool because they're repopulating. This is not a cannery where they bring them in and they make our meals. This is where they're to release. And these guys go off and then they come back. They have like super GPS radar and they come back to the same place. But we were having so much fun that day. There was a baby seal with its mama sealing. And they were going up the spawning trail as the water comes rushing down. This little guy's jumping over it, and we're all watching him and not paying any attention to the salmon that's floating around.
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking, you got your meal right there in front of you. Why would I leave? Alaska? I'm just spawning right here. So that was really fun. So we had a really
Meals on Wheels.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Right there. He didn't have to do anything. He drove over and fly. It was such a car. It was like he was playing to the crowd.
Awesome.
So that was fun too. And we talked a lot about Alaska history. And then Friday we were in Vancouver after we docked and took a city tour. Beautiful city. You got British Columbia. It's really nice, clean, very forward thinking in its way, and big Asian environment, Chinese mostly, and but big Asian environment up there, and they were really hard. They put in bike lanes, and they're putting in another subway, and they're modernizing it, and they go the flights like we have like 8 every other hour goes to Chicago every other hour, and in Chicago and LA they have theirs. That's like a commuter section for them to go from Vancouver to San Francisco. There's like 6 flights a day that go down and come back. So they go down there and get it. And gas is like $8 a gallon or something up there. A liter. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a liter.
Yeah. And so, but they all took American money. They didn't stop there because it's only a couple hours to Seattle from Vancouver.
Yeah.
So the guy said, well, when we, he said, I drive the monkey down to, it's only a couple hours away, find a reason. There's a really nice truck stop before you get into Canada, I guess. And all the Canadians from Vancouver drive down there and fill up their tanks. And, for $5 a gallon, he says it's worth the drive, So anyway, we guess we don't have it as bad as what I thought we did. So, but their inflation is up too.
They're saying that our sound is scratchy. I think, guys, it is my wireless connection, which I can't really do much about. But how is that? Is that better?
Maybe that'll be a little better. Anyway,
it's a cloudy day. I have wireless internet.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be part of it. So
maybe, do you know anybody that knows ASL? We could have an ASL interpreter here.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anybody at that point. No.
Okay, well, we'll do some visuals then.
Yes.
It's good now. Nancy says it's good now.
Okay, so maybe that was it.
It's
my microphone.
It's your Walter. But we're still gonna do some visuals anyway. I need to show you guys. Oops, hold on. Let me put my little thing on so I don't lose my place. I don't want to lose my place.
Oh, she's got to put her little here. It's right
There it
here.
is. I didn't connect it to my project like I'm supposed to.
Yeah, that's what it's all. Somebody works very hard to put that little thingy on there, and then you don't even do it. Look at how far you've gotten.
Oh, look at that. And then I pulled it apart anyway.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And you got stitches down.
Yeah, I know I do. That's why I'm trying to get it back on right now.
Yeah.
So I don't lose them. But okay.
There you go.
That's how far I've gotten.
Very good.
Probably an inch and a half. I don't know.
An inch and a half. An inch and a half. Yeah.
So I'll put another progress keeper on there.
Looks good.
After today, and I probably will break off for sleeves before next Sunday.
Exciting. I'll bring the other projects next week. I did start my Star Wars. Look at how cute. That's a great color. I really like it.
This may be a short sleeve sweater.
I
may make it a short sleeve sweater. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure yet, but
you never know.
it may be a short sleeve sweater.
Right.
And since we're on the visual at the moment, freaking lost my beginning around too.
Now it's scratchy again. Sorry.
It's got to be that it's wireless, guys.
And the way it comes in, I'm so sorry. We'll have to see what we can do with this end. I'll mention it to the geek at home and see if he knows anything about it. And he'll mention it to another geek he knows, who knows a nerd. And we might have the whole Eastern Seaboard of engineers and sound people trying to figure this out for us. So,
well, I might have. I don't know.
maybe there's something we can turn on and off that has to do with it. Or we So anyway.
Okay. Well, another visual then.
Okay.
Snowflakes. In all different colors. There's like 8 of them. White, blue, lavender, teal. They're basically blues and silvers.
So pretty.
And lavenders.
Those are so nice.
So they're up as a set on Etsy. You can choose your connector, or you can choose a mix. I put that in.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
That one up this morning, and I'll have another new one up tomorrow.
She's got a long weekend, see, so she can.
That's more kind of fall-y, lumberjacky-ish.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That's fun.
So stay tuned for that one.
Must be
Coming tomorrow. No.
flannel shirt.
Flannel, yes. But no axes. I'm not new.
I was surprised. I was expecting to see the world of their in flannel jackets and shirts, and they were in there every day. They have the Nike stuff and all the latest and greatest that comes out of the stores up there and everything. There is a Walmart, I guess, outside of Ketch's Can or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was the only one we saw. The Costco's big up there, though. Costco's fun.
Well, I would imagine that it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to go into town and get stuff.
Well, yeah, that's how it works.
You want to get it all.
Yeah. Carly sending us pictures, but I don't have my phone handy. And Carly, she was down in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
On a different cruise. She went to Mexico.
She went warm. You went cold.
I went cold. She went warm on the same cruise line. And so they were down. And she sent a story out that her brother-in-law rescued 7 people from a ship out of Cuba. Hopefully we'll have more stories for you next week. We can figure out from her exactly what happened. But the cruise ship stopped and rescued people, and that's so cool. I mean,
That's cool.
That's cool. And they were getting out and doing it. So that's pretty neat. So
I'm picking up my stitches, guys.
Oh, and right before we left, on the last one I was here, someone had asked us a question, how do we start our Musselburghs?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I have done it the way they say they do it by watching it online with the overstitch, pull it together. But most of the time, I think most of us just do a regular cast on and then just go back and sew it shut, you know?
Yeah, I legit have just done long tail cast
on with the 8 stitches and then just go back and pull it together, you know?
Yeah.
So that's, sorry, I meant to say something and my brain was all fried last time I was here, getting ready to go, worrying about getting a COVID test. Oh my God.
And now you don't have to anymore.
Now I don't have to anymore.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Canada, if you start your journey in Canada, you still have to. We have to wear a mask in the airport.
In Canada.
A lot of restaurants and places still, Canada still has a lot of that. Talk about government problems and pie. Boy, they don't like their prime minister up there.
Oh, Trudeau. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't like. They don't like Trudeau.
Yeah.
Well, at least a good majority.
I mean, they just. I'm telling you that just to listen to the difference. You know, BBC was the one we listened to, and so you get when they tell you what's going on in the States, you just get the points. Like on the ship, they would tell you this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Then they switch to the craziness that's going on in their world. So,
in Canada or
in England.
In England.
Right, with the BBC. And so then you're like, okay, but you got caught up on the news in America in about 30 seconds, but you just got the facts, man. You didn't get all this extra commentary. So
which is how our news should be, but it's not.
And they have crazy game shows in England. I'm telling you.
I know.
They really. They're
not quite as crazy as Japan's.
No, actually, we did see. Oh my gosh, they are just beyond nutso for silly game shows and everything. I think they tried to do a couple of them on the cruise ship too. I was just walking around and going, I'm out of here on this one. No one's going to get me down there to do that. So. You know, anyway.
A little crazy.
So, yeah, anyway.
It does sound like we are having some pretty icky sound issues. So we might cut this one short, guys.
Because we don't necessarily want you to have to.
No, I don't want you guys to be frustrated and not hearing us.
Yeah, and not hearing us. So it was, for me, it was a great week. And only, I would say only a third of the time I was contemplating murder.
Oh, geez.
Oh, there was one major episode, that I have to share with you all before we go. And I hope you get to hear this. Cruise ships have some plugs meant on 110, and cruise ships still have stuff with the 220 from European.
Yeah.
So I plugged this thing that we had bought on Amazon that was supposed to be a converter / adapter. I plugged in my one curling iron. It worked great. Okay. I plugged in the other curling iron. Worked fine one day because I did it one day. And then the next time I used it, I had sprayed my hair and dried it. And it burnt my hair. Look, back here.
What?
There's teeny tiny little hairs. Look at this. I wrapped my curly around it and all of a sudden, burnt smell. I fried my hair and then I pulled my curling iron up and it was all broken. Yeah. And then I tried to clean it up and it just stunk. I haven't. Sorry. I wanted to. I stuck it outside and I hung it. I tied it around the railing so the smell
right.
And I didn't want the smell in the room. I left the door open and I'm spraying and everything.
Oh, yeah, burnt hair smells awful.
So of course I was like, and that was like Tuesday or something like that. I'm walking around with spikes in my head. My buddy goes, "It's a good thing you're almost done with your hair."
Oh, well then you could have just wore your hat.
Yeah,
the sound is better now.
Oh, okay,
which is good.
That's good. I'm good.
Maybe I hate the fact that the sound is yucky, and you do need to figure out what the heck is the problem with
Yeah.
Well, my week.
Went to work, came home, went back again.
Yeah, Jamie was still gone, and so.
So he was in Phoenix.
He was in Phoenix. He got back late Friday.
Yeah.
Friday night.
But yeah, there's no reason for him to stick around on the weekends anymore. His parents aren't there anymore.
Well, his parents were in Vegas. They were in Phoenix. They were in Vegas.
Yeah, I know, but he used to drive up.
Oh, yeah.
That was his way of making sure he stayed in contact with his family. I would do the same thing.
So now, like this week, we're off on Monday because the holiday. And then he's taking off Friday, this coming Friday, and the following Monday to go down and visit his parents.
Ah, see, then they screwed the poor boy over. He would have had it. No, thanks. I have a podcast to.
I gotta do a podcast.
I got busy with my charm.
I'm obligated.
Yeah, we got things to do.
I'm obligated
So,
here.
Yeah. Everybody was impressed.
So thanks for giving me an excuse, guys.
Yeah. It wasn't an excuse this morning. Believe me, I was ready to go. Can we do this at noon instead?
Well, we probably could have.
We could have, but I didn't. I wanted to keep.
But our Australia folks who are, 3:00 in the morning watching us, they probably would have liked that because it would have been like
noon for you or 6 a.m. whatever. Maybe because they're up in the middle of the night watching us.
Well, or they could be like me. I was up at 2:45 today.
It's about the time I finally fell asleep. Why are we up so early?
I don't know.
We get a plane to catch.
No.
Yeah, but plane to catch.
Jesus Christ, I thought by the time Deb gets here, I'm going to need my afternoon nap by 10 o'clock.
I agree.
Or breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch together. So anyhow.
Oh my God.
But that's how the jiggers go, when you're.
And I did get like 3 inches of hair.
I was going to ask you that.
Off.
If you had gotten your hair.
I had an appointment for yesterday. With a real
hairstyle.
Not just, walk into Great Clips and go take off an inch. And they give you a 15-minute cut. No, with an actual, stylist. And so I went in with no
expectations.
And no parameters.
Right.
The only thing I told her was I really don't want color because I'm kind of digging my highlights.
I kind of like
my natural highlights.
Yeah.
And I said I would still like to be able to put it into a pony. Other than that, I don't care what you do with my hair.
Wow. You're a stylist dream. Seriously.
Yeah, really. So and I have another appointment with the same gal in a couple of months because she's like, your hair can go a couple of months. You're fine. You're fine and I'm like, I know I'm fine because I've been going like a year in between getting a haircut.
Yeah. But
so she goes, just see how you like it like this. A couple of months, we'll
try it again.
We'll go again. Now, this is just air dried and no product.
Yeah.
So I am kind of fluffy.
You're just
I'm a little fluffy. But I'm not a rat's nest.
No, you're just like a crow's nest now.
Thanks.
And eagle's nest, which are everywhere in Alaska.
Well, there's lots of eagles.
Yeah, you see a lot of eagles. Mm-hmm. They just kind of watch it. And then it's funny, there was a couple of them that were like doing the picture thing. Like, George, you're up. So this guy over here on one light pole would go like this. And then you drive past a couple of them that were looking down at you like, what are you doing here? And then all of a sudden, one would turn, you'd see his turn his head. Next thing you know, the other guy was opening his wings for pictures. It was sort of like they knew the cruise ship was in and the buses and the tourists were all going to be there,
Yeah.
Some lady was like, can we stop and take pictures? No. Even though there's not a lot of traffic, we're still on the highway.
Holly, I'm glad you got your order and you love your little rainbow trees. I think they're so adorable.
They're cute.
I think they're just absolutely
adorable. No, these are mine. These are
the hats.
The hats are the best.
The love hats.
The love hats are just beyond adorable.
Yeah. If any of you guys haven't seen the love hat, this is the love hat. Red, white, and green.
Cute.
this rainbow set of trees that she got. They're up in there
So cute.
with jingle bells on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. Unbelievable.
I don't even know how many it is. 10.
Whatever.
And every one is a different color. Yeah. They're fun. I have been busy in the Etsy shop. So I did an order. I had several, and I'm filling this one, and it was spinning wheels, which I hadn't sold any of those for a hot minute, which is fine. You know, things kind of go through cycles.
Yeah.
And so I had this one for spinning wheels, and I look at where it's going. I always look at the city where it's going.
Sure.
And I'm like, Traverse City.
Hey, Michigan.
I know some people in Traverse City. And then I look at the name and I'm like, that can't be. That can't be. Tracy, blah, blah, blah. I can't think of her last name right now. I'm like, Tracy, that can't be the same Tracy. I go into my email. Y'all, I had stopped filling the order and I went into my email because of the Sleeping Bear Fiber Festival, which is in November.
Right.
So the gal who puts on that, her name is Tracy. And I went, and she's a spinner. And I went, this can't be. This can't be the same Tracy.
What are the odds?
What are the odds of this, right?
Oh my God.
I don't even think she knows about
Flock around the
the
table.
Etsy shop.
Yeah.
Right? Sure as shit. It's the same freaking Tracy.
Oh my gosh.
And so, of course, her thank you was a little bit longer. And then I'm like, I can't wait for November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same Tracy. Same Tracy.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. How fun is that?
And lots of repeat orders. So if you're a repeat order, like Miss Holly, thank you very much.
Nice. Cool.
I enjoy it. If you haven't favorited the shop, favorite it, because I have a whole mess of new things that are coming up.
Holly got her order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was best.
You're talking about
the rainbow trees.
the rainbow trees.
Yeah.
That was Tracy. I got confused for a
Tracy
moment. I forgot which time zone I'm in.
Tracy got two. She got two spinning wheels. One hugger, one lobster, and then something else. Another hugger, I think. Oh, and I had another person who requested only 2 huggers, and I went, okay, like, so I added that as an option. Like, if you just want 2.
Right. Nice. Well,
So,
they're going to teach you what you need to put
they tell
out
me
there.
what they tell me.
As you get orders and you get things, and
ideas and orders and questions, they all spur on different things that I can offer to you guys. So
your Sasquatch going across.
AKA Jamie.
That's his name on everything. See, so yeah.
On the website.
Juno last.
Oh, okay. Juno, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
Oh,
Sasquatch is big up there, and they have stickers and everything. They do a lot of the Sasquatch stuff.
It's not Bigfoot.
No, it's not big.
It's Sasquatch up there.
It's
It's Bigfoot in the south, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we call it that down here. Up there, it's got
It's Sasquatch.
they kept calling another name, an Indian name for it, and I was like, huh? And then she went Sasquatch, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. So I didn't.
Oh yeah.
It was sort of garbled and yeah, and I thought no, Sasquatch works out better. So that's great. So I had to, and that's the biggest world up there, And then when we flew last night, some guy was up in the Yukon, even further than we were, like way out. And yeah, they were hunting goats on the mountain.
Hunting goats
on the mountain.
Okay.
I said, did you get anything? And he said, no, they're wily little buggers.
Yeah.
And I said,
if you want goat, I'm sure you could just
go
to a
store.
goat farm.
Well, I guess they're having a bit of a run up there with them. They've sort of overtaken the population.
Oh, okay.
And the deers and the moose and the goats, I guess, are going to have a meeting with the bears later.
And tell them,
say, look, we need
you to
population control.
Yeah, we need you to start taking care of some of these
I
goats.
guess, they need to, the bears need to kind of just,
And the wolves.
yeah, and coyote and things like that. So,
Well, I don't think it's going to be coyote.
just wolves or whatever they have. Yeah, they had a run with those when they came in to town, and and then they had to like have them all.
Wolves came
Wolves in Anchorage, and so then they had to like they were like infested this one park, and so they kind of moved them all out way out into the Yukon, and I guess they're starting to migrate back. Is what the guy said. I said maybe they're like salmon. They have a beacon. You know, they were born in this park.
They're like, why are you guys building on my land?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they're probably doing. You know, and stuff. And but boy, the ships and how they get their stuff is amazing. And one of the things that I thought, boy, this is like the world gets along. UPS and FedEx have the same terminal.
Well,
up in Anchorage, Alaska. Big terminal. UPS on this side. They all come down the same runway. Seaplanes come in over here. And you know the beginning age, the youngest person who is, you can get a flying certificate
probably
license.
16.
No, 12. And a lot of these lakes, they have like a 20-year waiting list for these berths for these planes, seaplanes. If you don't have a dock or something like that, that's where you see a lot of them are moored out in the water, and they bring their skiffs to them, kind of like the yachts are down in Florida. They have their big boats, and then they have their little dinghies that they take out. Similar thing in Alaska, but you take your dinghy out to your plane, and then you rev your plane up. And I was so surprised how little space they need to get up and down.
Oh yeah, they don't need much.
No, they don't. And they take those pontoons and turn them into skis, and they fly in. And I was like, oh my God, this is just incredible. So
yeah, my grandparents and family, I never went. I never got to go. But my grandparents had a house in nowhere, Canada. And that's how they had to get in and out of there. Right. Because there was no roads. Like you had to fly in.
Right. And Juneau's like that. It's either coming on water or fly. Now they can drive around. It's just that it's landlocked. You can't get out. Yeah. So it's a funny feeling though, because you know that I'm leaving on a cruise ship.
Right.
And we're walking downtown, and Mikey brings up this thing. He's like, wow, this is hard to imagine that they can't get out of here. And I'm like,
well, yeah, they can.
I'm like, they can on a boat or a plane or whatever. But all of a sudden, and then of course the fog's there and the rain's there, and I'm like, I can't get out of here. What do you mean I can't get out of here?
It's just a smaller thing, right? We can't get out of the U.S. either unless we get on a plane or a boat.
Exactly. It's small. It's just
the same thing.
We're talking 30 miles instead of 3,000.
I mean, technically, we can go to another country without getting on a plane.
We can go to Mexico. We can probably drive all the way down, and we can drive all the way up if you can find a road. And then
into Canada. In Canada?
Yeah, I guess.
There's lots of roads that go into Canada.
Yeah, but they're all tiny little like logging roads. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's a road.
I know, there's a road. And then we do the train ride.
There are people that work in Detroit and live in Canada.
Well, yeah,
come on. There's a whole northern border of the U.S.
that goes
across in the southern border of Canada. It's amazing.
Yeah,
how many roads there are that go
that are on board
back and forth between Canada and the U.S. Yeah.
Well, and they were telling us a story like out on the Bering Sea. They trade with Russia up there, and they have.
Well, yeah.
They just take their boats across and talk to their buddy over there.
Sven's over here.
And they bring them this stuff from Costco, and then they give them the fish that they caught.
Right.
They do bartering and buying, and no government is the wiser for it. Don't tell anybody.
That's how the world works.
Right. Don't tell anybody.
When you don't have politicians
involved. So it was quite incredible to see. But I thought the tankers would be bigger. The ocean tankers on the Atlantic and even in the Southern Pacific are so much bigger than the tankers that go up there. Some of the cruise ships outsized them, and it's maybe because they come and go more often that way.
Probably.
Because everything has to be brought in. Like Anchorage freezes over, so they bring everything in mostly by plane. And that freezes over in the winter. Sewer doesn't freeze over. It's a deep water.
They don't even have trains going in.
They have trains going in and out. Boy, I love the train system up there.
Well, I was going to say, because a lot of things move via train.
Yeah.
Especially since I think it was Vancouver. Was it Vancouver? That was one of the western ports that was moving freight there. When there was a bunch of them that were just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
So a lot of big companies like Costco and whatnot just diverted it into Vancouver. Yeah.
Right. And they worked really well. There was no backup in their harbor whatsoever.
Right.
Flew out of San Francisco, looked down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 cruise ships sitting there. Not cruise ships. Container ships. Waiting to get into port.
Oh, only 14 of them.
That I saw from the plane.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. But I mean, I don't know how many else are up it, whatever it had been. So hopefully things are going to be getting a little better from the time span and everything. So it's an amazing trip, and hopefully we'll get to do it next year.
And we're gonna
try.
Supposed to do it next year, right?
We're gonna try and do. I think I could be comfortable in Alaska, but not permanent in Alaska. It's a little too quiet.
You could do your summers in Alaska.
Yeah, I could do something like that.
And you get snowbird from Alaska to
Indy. Yeah, okay. It would be fine, because they have a short summer.
Yeah.
And
but it's also when it's light out, right? It's in the summertime.
Yeah, their growing season is very short, but very long with the light.
Yeah.
So everything gets so big.
Right.
And so
they have so much.
Yeah. There's a trick to, I guess the state fair was going on, and I guess they had a 250-pound cabbage win or something like that. And I'm thinking, and I guess once you peel into the center, about 20 pounds in, it starts to taste okay. So when we went the last time, we had rhubarb, and the piece of rhubarb, I swear, was at least this long. And I'm not Yankee or Beezer. I'm not. It was huge. And she said, I have to cut off the ends, but the middle portion was the sweetest rhubarb I had ever had in my life. It was the best rhubarb pie ever. And that's because she says it's short, but you get such fresh and bigger things because it's intense.
Yeah.
And so that's how they work it up there.
Cool.
So it's really neat.
Cool beans.
You learn a lot of stuff, things that you're like, wow, I didn't know that. And, then you get to the airport and you're like, back to reality. Oh,
back to tchotchke and preservatives.
And preservatives. And away you go. Yeah. Mikey had reindeer sausage.
Yum.
I did not. We had a couple of fish. I have no idea what they were. Cobia, something else. I don't know, something. And then we had.
And they were good?
They were great.
Oh, see.
Beyond great.
Yeah.
And then there's 5 different salmons up there, and don't ask me their names because all I know is there's 5, and he rolled them off on his pinky, telling them it's the middle finger so it's called middle something. I don't know. And fresh, amazing taste, just beyond just the normal seafood stew up there is like the ultimate.
That's why I'm like, I can't do seafood here.
Yeah,
it's so much better.
It is.
I'm just gonna stick with the land dwelling protein.
Yeah, and
whether it's plant-based or animal-based, I'm still just I
can't tell you what they do with a mussel, and normally I would be bypass that pot, but I have to admit we had it at the Crab Shack. It was incredible. Mussels are a little chewy.
Yeah,
but,
they are.
Oh, the flavoring, it was just you were like tasting the fresh water while it was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we went.
Do that on the coast.
The husband was good. He was, but it drives. This is my husband doing a text message. Are you done? No, I'm getting there. He's not even in it yet. Okay. Give me the phone. He's like, give me that. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna kill you. So.
Well, okay. So speaking of husbands and text messages, so I had an incident at work, and and I immediately replied all, and I gave them my 2 cents, which I don't recommend doing, y'all, but
every once in a while, you got to have it. Right.
Okay. When I say I replied all, and there were some big names on this.
Yeah. Well, your husband's one of those big names.
He was on that email too.
Oh, good.
And he was on that email too. And I hit send. I mean, there was no cussing or anything, but
close.
It was really, really close. My delete button was used a lot in the writing of that said email. Deleted.
We're not getting any more comments.
And
hopefully you're getting this. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I hit send. 10 seconds later, I get a text message from my husband. Let me read you exactly what he said. I'm going to read you exactly what he said because I can't make it up. Nicely, period. Remember, comma, stay calm and stick to fans. Stick to fans, F-A-N-S. Don't let emotions get involved. I picked up the phone and I called him. You might want to read your texts before you hit send.
Yep. Everything okay there? Yep.
No, just this nicely.
Okay.
He says nicely. Remember, stay calm and stick to your fans.
Don't get emotions involved.
Stick to your fans. What does stick to your fans mean? Stick to your guns, maybe?
We need to send it back to typing the message.
How about nicely done? Just says nicely.
That's such a Mikey response. You would be like, calm now. There's no sense getting upset.
And send. And not even, I'm going to read that. And it looks good to me. Send. I called him. I'm like, I'm not letting emotions get involved. I'm just fucking fed up with this.
Right. And you're not in the office for me to go in and yell at. See, so you have to.
Wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have gone into his. He goes, next time, let me respond. And I'm like, fine. But somebody in fucking upper management has got to start responding to this crap.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
What's your gripe?
I'm telling you, my gripe. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got about 8,000 of them from the airlines and everything else, you know.
Yeah.
And that would have been something like Mikey, because I would be like, are they going to hold the plane for us? Now, calm yourself. There's no reason to get upset. And, you know, of course, I'm on this plane and I'm like, calm myself. I'm not entitled to the feelings that I have. I'm not saying that at all, dear. Get your hand off my shoulder. And then it was quiet. I think he got up and went to the bathroom and came back about 3 hours later.
Yeah,
Only
I think
kidding.
they know.
Yeah.
I think they know.
So anyway.
Yeah, I think we should probably let you guys go.
And have a good day. And it was great to be back. Why is my watch buzzing at me?
I don't know.
It kept telling me, good job, because I way exceeded my walking.
Your steps.
My steps.
Yeah.
Like even in Anchorage, because we, you know.
Yeah.
We were out walking, and then, of course, on the ship, everything you want to do is at the opposite end. Right, Carly? Everything you want to do is always at the opposite end of the ship. So you're going all the way back and forth. And so yesterday, I got a notice last night. It appears you had been sitting quite a bit today.
Yeah, I'm freaking traveling.
I'm like, can I program this? You know, set this for flight
Travel
control,
day.
You know,
Travel day.
And then when we'd be out walking, it says, it appears you're on a walk. Would you like to record this? You know, because you walk quite a distance, and it's like thinking you're actually doing a workout, and I'm not. But anyway, such is life.
You've gotten in trouble at work for the same thing?
Oh,
yeah, well.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if you got in trouble. I'm hoping
we're with you.
I hope I get in trouble.
We're with you. I need to tell you, because I worked for 20 some odd years at the hospital, and every year after about the 5th or 6th year, they would say, so what is your, do you have any expectations of us? And I'd be like, no. And they're like, oh, really? And I said, nope. I said, I have no expectations of you whatsoever. This way you have nothing you're only able to exceed my expectations.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
So that's fine.
Yeah, I should have no expectations of anybody.
And the other one was always his, well, what are your goals?
I don't have any. Retirement.
One. To either start or contribute to the nursing shortage.
What are my goals?
And they were all like,
my goals are retirement.
Yeah.
Without incarceration.
Yeah. So bye. Joy. Bye, Nancy. Bye, everybody.
We gotta go.
See you next week. And I'll have the other projects that I worked on while I was gone. And maybe they'll be further. I'll try to mark where I'm at so that you can see them. But I was lucky to find this stuff because I was tripping over everything in the house. And you name it.
And I have boo-boos now, so I have to go back and fix. But that's okay.
But it's for you, so we don't mind fixing.
I can fix.
Yep.
And can fix.
So we'll be signing off here.
Signing off for now.
Seeing you later.
Oh my God. You're so bad.
Oh, it's not touchscreen.
No, it's not. There we go. Bye.
I was going to push that button.
I know you were.